I'm A Darling and welcome to my series, The UK Music Industry and Me, where I will be talking about everything music related. Now, in this episode, we will be talking about when collaborations go well. So as you know, as you can see from the title of the video, this is about the birth story of my debut single and how I met the songwriters that I collaborated with on that project. I'm gonna go into a few different areas with this story because there are a lot of different elements to it, but this is where more of the happier moments throughout my music history are coming to the surface, and this is what I feel like it should be when I collaborate with people. This is how I should feel. This is the process that resonates with me. And as you know, I've said in my previous videos, if you're not comfortable, it's not going to work. And working with these people was very comfortable for me, and my baby was birthed out of it. So let's get right into it. First, I have to go into how I met Weber. I think it's fine for me to say his name because I've said on social media that he is one of the songwriters that worked on the track. So it was him and another songwriter, her name is Precious, and it was actually Precious that put me in contact with Weber. I didn't know of him beforehand, I didn't know he did music, none of that, but she knew that I was trying to do music and record and create, and she gave him my number, I think, and he reached out to me. And I remember this was over lockdown. We spoke over the phone and we were on the phone for about, I think it was a couple of minutes, maybe half an hour. I don't think it was that long. But you know what? It's so funny I say that because I'm pretty sure I made notes in my phone from that phone call conversation. I don't think people know this about me, but when people say things that resonate with me, I try to write it down because I want to come back to it. So I'm trying to find where that might be. It might be in my old phone actually. Okay, I can't find it in this phone. It's probably in my other phone. But we had a great conversation over the phone. I felt comfortable and I felt like he understood me. And this was before we'd met each other. I knew what he looked like. He knew what I looked like. There was that understanding and he had that passion for music. I would say at that time, more than me. Lockdown took a lot out of me. And I did want to make music still, but I was defeated by lockdown. I think everyone, or a lot of people, were kind of in that same space and found it hard to create during the pandemic. So to hear that coming from him on his side, I was just like, if the world wasn't worlding right now, I would be matching your energy and have that same enthusiasm that you have for music. So it was really refreshing because I hadn't come across anyone who was as excited and passionate about music in the way that he was. So we had that conversation. He was like, when you're ready, let me know and we can record. I didn't reach out to him for a year. And I feel really bad to say that, but mentally I was somewhere else, and I am a firm believer of, divine timing, and everything happens for a reason. And I just don't think it would have been the right time for me to have reached out to him sooner than when I initially did. So as that year is going on, he is, saying, when you're ready. Also, I was still in university at the time, and I think we had just come out of lockdown or something, and I wanted to get straight back into working because I hadn't been working, I hadn't been earning a lot of money. So as soon as the world opened, I really just wanted to get the bag. That's what my mind was on. I wasn't really thinking about music. I was just like, well, I need to go get the bag, and then once I got the bag, then I can use the bag to invest in my music projects. So music was still on my mind, but not as much as getting the bag. Right. So anyway, eventually we had our first studio session. Now I'm trying to remember who was there. I definitely went by myself, but like I said, I had met him through Precious. Precious was there. There were other people there, and I knew everyone in the room. Let's just put it that way. I knew everyone in the room. It was very comfortable, and we were vibing and chilling. I knew that working with him was going to work. From when I'm coming in and he's burning incense, he's setting the tone of the environment and the mood, and he's setting the atmosphere. had LED lights on. We were listening to music beforehand to inspire us, not just to kill time, but we're listening to music and we're like, what type of elements do we like from this song? Do we like the way the lyrics are being delivered? Do we like the instruments? What do we like? What can we take inspiration from? That's what we would do it. What can we put on that's going to get us into the right mood to be hyped about creating? Because once you're in that, that's going to come across in your music. It took me a little bit to adjust, but then, you know, I was trying to trust the process. I was trying to relax, trying to get out of my head, and I got there, you know, eventually. We were on YouTube and we were just listening to some songs on YouTube. I played Division. I think it's literally like a ritual now that like when we go to create that we put Division on. I've actually put him onto some Division songs. Yeah, I put Division on. My favourite song is Outlandish by Division, and I put it on and I was just like, every time I hear this song, like I can't help but like just scream the lyrics and just, but the song just makes me feel good. It transforms me, like no matter what mood I'm in. Just the simpleness of the chords, just how simple the song is, but how beautifully executed it is. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. There's beauty in simplicity, and I'm very, 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 very strong believer of that. That might even be the reason why I love Nat King Cole so much, because how he sings, the lyrics and the words, his word choice, it's just so simple, so straight to the point, so beautiful. I mean, most of the time he's accompanied by an orchestra, which is not simple at all, but you know, with Nat King Cole, it's the richness of his voice. I'm going off topic. So, put Division on, I was getting in the mood, I was relaxing, the creativity was flowing through me. Weber got up and was doing some freestyles, some stuff. We found some beats on YouTube. We were just freestyling to them. I wasn't feeling any of them, and he was like, oh, is there anything you want to jump on? I was like, nah. Then he was like, why don't you find a beat that you really like, and then we can create from that. So we were going through, I was going through, and with me, I know within like the first 30 seconds whether I like it or not. I don't have to listen to a beat all the way through to know whether I like it or not. So I'm going through, then I came across the one by the producer that had produced my track. Got it. His name is Lucas Quinn, and I listened to it, and once the beat had dropped within the first 30 seconds, I was like, this is it. I was like, this is it. I was like, this is it. This is the one we're gonna work on. And we started writing. So like I said, Precious was there. I'm not gonna lie, she pretty much wrote the first verse. I didn't have lyrics coming to my head. I was just like, I like this beat. And whilst we were like just talking about stuff, Weber actually had pressed record on the microphone. And that's how we got the introduction for Got It, because they were asking me questions and I didn't even know it was recording. But the way that it's been edited on the track makes it seem like, you know, I'm on a phone call having a conversation, being like, oh, do you know where what's it called? That shisha place. And restaurant. What's it called? That is me just talking in the room. I was literally just talking to them. I was trying to describe to them where my house is, because I just moved house at that time. It kind of sounded like I was giving Faye directions to where I lived. It sets the tone for the song, because the first line of the song is, boy, you got me blushing when we are only fucking. Yeah, Precious pretty much wrote that full verse. Boy, you got me blushing when we fucking. So what they say is true, 'cause I'm falling deep for you. I think I wrote that line. My heart can't be trusted when they started straight from lusting. Secretly caught in you, but is it for the D? No clue. I don't think that was me. Got myself believing that you're feeling how I'm feeling. So what you need to do is confess that you need me too. I think I wrote that line. Like, it was definitely collaborative between me and Precious for the first verse. That tonight I wanna do it on the carpet. Then we can take it over to the closet. Slide into my pocket like a wallet. Anything you want, you got it. That was also joint, me and him, like figuring out the words, whether the story makes sense. Mostly him once again, especially with the delivery. It was him coming up with how it should be sung melodically. Apart from the last line, which was, anything you want, you got it. Like, that was all me. And that was so funny because I was literally in my head. He was literally like, sing it. I remember it so clearly. He was like, sing the last line. However you feel, sing it. I did that in one take. I let myself go and that's what came out. And when I heard it, I was so shook. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I really like it. And the you got it, like it gave me such her vibes. If you listen to hers Volume 1 and Volume 2 EPs, like it just reminded me of that old school her. When I heard it, I was shocked. I was like, did that really come out of my mouth? And then I remember that same night, because we only did the first verse and chorus that night, when I listened back to the demo, I couldn't believe that was me singing. I literally went to the toilet, I got voice memos out and I sang it, recorded it and played it back to myself, and I listened back and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that is me, that is how I sound. I couldn't believe that was how I sounded. I'd never been to a studio, recorded a demo and was happy with how I sounded. And I don't know whether it was because of, like I said, being in an environment where I was made to feel comfortable to make mistakes. I was made to feel comfortable to try different things, made to feel comfortable to trust my instincts and trust myself in terms of delivery. Because one thing, yeah, about me being in that studio, neither of them are singers to the type of level that I am, but I still respect them because what they do, Precious being able to songwrite and tell stories, wow. Weber being able to come up with the melodies and the execution of like the lyrics and telling me when to pause, or the creative direction that he has and he can hear, it definitely helped to bring that song alive. 1,000,000%. Got It is the perfect example for me to explain to people how collaboration should be done. And you know what? It didn't even take that long to write the song or to finish the song. Like, I think we only worked on the song for maybe 3-4 sessions and we were done. I want to say 3 sessions. This is what I mean. When you are comfortable, you're in the perfect condition to work and collaborate with someone, it should be easy. It shouldn't be difficult with the people. Like, yeah, if you have other things going on in your life, other distractions, other things on your mind, maybe even your health, understandable, it's gonna take longer. But if you are being inspired and other people are being inspired by you and you're all throwing different ideas out there, it should be easy to create stuff. It will get to a point where we're in the studio working on the same song and it gets to a point where you feel like your mind goes blank and then we go off and work on a different song. So I have so many different demos, so many songs that we've started and not finished that I would like to finish, but we've just not picked up from where we've left off. And I hope that by the time these videos have gone live that we are actively, like, consistently working on music, because I definitely want to put more music out. I want to, for my own sake, you know, like, I've been missing that fun, creative spark and that love and appreciation for music, and I know that that always comes out when I work with him in the studio. You can find me on all of my social media at askainatberry, and I will see you next week for the next episode of the UK industry and me. Bye. Slide into my pocket like a wallet.